All right, this is the video to show you how to make your drawing for the blocks project. We are simplifying the drawings for this. In future projects, you're going to have to do a little bit more. But really what I want to see in your drawing is all of the shapes into one drawing. So we are only going to focus on the isometric view. When I say isometric view, you're looking at an isometric view right now. Isometric means equal sides, so we are seeing the right, the front, and the top all equally. So you can see that that's like your concept, basically the concept of a 3D image. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and open up our drawing file. To do that, I need to go down to this little plus sign in the bottom left corner where it says Insert New Element, and then I'm going to click on Create Drawing. Once I'm in here, you're going to click on this on shape. It's going to give you a bunch of different templates. We're going to use the first template. So that's going to be in inches. And we're going to make sure no views is selected. And hit OK. All right, once we have the drawing created, we have to start putting our different blocks into the drawing. And you'll notice, since my Part Studio was open, I have all the parts ready to import in here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first part and then work my way through. You're going to have more than 3 parts, but I'm going to just do a couple just so you can get the hang of what you're supposed to be doing. So with part 1, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. I'm going to be able to click into the image, so you can see it's already giving me a sample. Now the problem that we have is it's going to give me a front image. Okay, so when I click, it's going to give me a front view. And why it does that is because when we are doing our actual drawings, we're going to want front. This is a side view. If you go above it, it's a top view. And if you go to the corner, it's an isometric view. Normally, when we're doing our drawings, we're going to want all 4 of those views. For this one, we're just going to do isometric. So after I've clicked once, I'm just going to hit escape and hit it a couple times. Okay, now I have my front view. I need to change this to isometric. So I'm going to right click on this to get some options. And to switch to isometric, I'm going to go to View Orientation, and then isometric is an option. Once I click on isometric, it'll change it to an isometric view. The last thing I'm going to want to do is shade it in. So I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to click on Show Shaded View. I'm going to add some color to it as well. So this is what I want to see for each of your blocks. Now the problem is we've lost where those insert like our different parts were. So you're going to have to go, after you have your image in, when you're ready to go to part 2, I'm going to go to Insert View. Notice Part Studio 1 part is located right there. So I'm going to click on this Insert button. Now you'll see I have part 2 and 3 still I got to do. You're going to have more. I'm going to do part 2. I'm going to click in there. Now once again, this is the front view, so I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go through that same process. Right click, View Orientation, Isometric. And then I'm going to right click, Show Shaded View. Now if your blocks are too big for this, one of the things you might have to do is change the size. So to change the size, I'm going to see when that box shows up here, I'm going to double click. It's double left click. And then here's the scale. If I want it bigger, I'm going to go like 1 to 1. If I want it smaller, I got to go like 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. So just to kind of show you, like right now we have 1 to 2 selected. If I go 1 to 1, see how it's much bigger? If I go 1 to 3, it's smaller than the original one. And it'll continue to go smaller. I can go 1 to 12 and you get really small, right? But what I'm really looking for is good views that you're able to fit all of them in. So if you can do 1 to 2 and get them all in, great. If you have to go 1 to 3, that's fine too. I don't want you going much smaller than 1 to 3, just so we have it. Okay? I'll just go ahead and leave this one at 1 to 3 so you can see it. I'm going to hit the check mark. Okay. Now I'm going to insert the next block. So I'm going to hit insert view. I'm going to hit insert again. Now, one of the things I should probably mention here before I actually do that is I can actually just put it in as isometric right here. So see how it's going to insert it as front? If I go to isometric, and I'm going to leave, well, we just did 1 to 3, so let's just do 1 to 3 scale. And then I'm going to pick a different block, part 3. Now when I insert it, it is already isometric and it's already at the scale I want, which is great. The only thing you have to do on top of that is right click and show shaded view. Okay, you're going to continue to do that for all of your blocks. Now the other thing you're going to want to do is fill in this title block. Okay, so hopefully your name is already inserted and the date is already inserted as well. For the title, you can go ahead and type in blocks project. And blocks project. I'm going to do that. I can hit the check mark and you can see that it typed it right in there. So these right here, if I double click in that, I can erase that. So I'm using the arrows to arrow over on my keyboard. Maybe I can't do that. I can delete it maybe. There you go. I can right click delete and then make that look nice and neat. Okay. So make sure that your name is here. Make sure that the date's in there and the title of the project is in here. Okay. Those are the things that I'm going to be looking for. Notice the scale 1 to 2, that's the automatic scale that it gives it. So I know that this is 1 to 2. If you change the scale, it's going to mention that in there. Okay, so when you have all this, when you insert that all and you're done, we can go to print. I hope. Hopefully that's going to give us a PDF. So this is in PDF form, which is great. And then we are going to make sure that we download this. And so that's going to get into your files. Okay, once that's in your files, you can then submit this on Canvas, and there's going to be a submission area for you. Okay, and so I could just name this blocks project, hit save. Now I can go make sure I get that PDF later when I need to turn in my blocks project. And that is all I have for this video.